February 2024, Munich, Germany. At the Munich Security Conference, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance dismisses warnings about far-right extremism. Hours later, he meets privately with Alice Weidel, leader of Germany's AfD, the most radical far-right movement the country has seen since 1945. For decades, Israel would have condemned such a meeting. Today, shockingly, it stays silent. For decades, Israel was the nation born out of ashes, the state created in the shadow of the Holocaust, sworn to fight fascism wherever it appeared. It stood firm against the forces that once brought Europe to ruin. But now, in a twist that feels unthinkable, Israel is not just tolerating the rise of Europe's far right, it is legitimizing it. After World War II, Europe built something extraordinary: a political firewall. Left, right, and center agreed. Never again would the far right be allowed into power. Israel supported this fully. It knew the stakes. The Holocaust was not ancient history. It was living memory. The message was clear: fascism must be quarantined. When Austria's Freedom Party, led by Jörg Haider, entered government in 2000, Israel downgraded diplomatic ties. When Jean-Marie Le Pen's National Front surged in France, Israeli officials treated it as untouchable. This wasn't symbolic. It was survival. As historian Tony Judt wrote, the democratic firewall was Europe's most important innovation. It prevented Europe from sliding back into the nationalism that once destroyed it. And Israel, above all, understood why that firewall mattered. But in recent years, the firewall has started to crumble. At that same Munich conference, Elon Musk publicly endorsed the AfD, a party that has defended Nazi collaborators and sought to diminish Holocaust remembrance. Germany for now holds the line. Olaf Scholz and Friedrich Merz reaffirm their refusal to work with the AfD. They remember the cost of forgetting. But Israel has shifted. Under Netanyahu, the change began quietly. Seeking allies against a hostile European left, Israel reached out to parties it once condemned. What began as silence became open engagement, and now it has become open endorsement. Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar recently confirmed that Israel will establish ties with Marine Le Pen's National Rally in France, the Sweden Democrats, and Spain's Vox. He admitted their bad roots, but claimed their pro-Israel stance makes them acceptable. Diaspora Affairs Minister Amichai Chikli went further. He praised Europe's far right for understanding the danger of Muslim immigration. In his view, only they recognize anti-Semitism coming from Muslim communities and the left. This is not cautious diplomacy. This is legitimization. And behind closed doors, something even more shocking is happening. Increasingly, far-right politicians from Europe are traveling to Israel. They are welcomed, photographed, even trained, receiving security briefings and counterterrorism courses from Israeli intelligence and military officials. For these politicians, such trips are a way to launder their image, posing as allies of the Jewish state, while absorbing tactics from one of the world's most advanced security establishments. For Israel, it may seem like smart diplomacy. In reality, it risks giving credibility, skills, and legitimacy to movements with roots in fascism and anti-Semitism. The European far right has not changed, it has only rebranded. Germany's AfD still glorifies Nazi collaborators. Marine Le Pen's National Rally was founded by her Holocaust-denying father. In Sweden, Democrats trace their origins directly to neo-Nazi groups. These movements now wave Israeli flags, speak against Islam and Muslims like the Nazis did with the Jews. But now they call themselves Friends of the Jews. But as philosopher Karl Popper warned, authoritarian ideologies don't disappear. They adapt. Today, being pro-Israel suits their agenda of Islamophobia and anti-immigration politics. Tomorrow, when that no longer serves them, they will turn again, against Jews as they always have. This shift is shocking, because Israel itself was once the loudest voice warning the world about fascism. It was Israel that downgraded ties with Austria in 2000. It was Israel that called out Jean-Marie Le Pen as a Holocaust denier. It was Israel that insisted fascism must never be normalized. And now, Israel is breaking that very principle. For Jews worldwide, this feels like a betrayal, not only of history, but of safety itself. The firewall built after 1945 was there to protect democracy and Jewish communities. Israel helped build it. Now, it is striking the first blows against it. By legitimizing the European far right, Israel is empowering movements that once dreamed of its destruction. It risks isolating itself from Europe's democratic allies. Worse, it could accelerate the creation of a transatlantic far-right alliance. In the United States, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are already signaling openness to these European extremists. If Israel joins them, it may one day find itself betrayed by the very people it embraced. Because history has taught one truth: the far right always turns on the Jews. Far-right movements are not defenders of Jewish life. They are the same forces that brought pogroms, Kristallnacht, and Auschwitz. The firewall exists for a reason. It was built from the ruins of 6 million lives. It was built so fascism, nationalism, and hate would never again rise to power. And if Israel helps break that firewall, it may one day find itself trapped on the other side. For more shocking open-eye documentaries about betrayal, ideology, and the hidden forces shaping our world, like this video and subscribe to my channel.